little bit different project today, guys. I've been recruited to remove the European sparrows from a person's bird feeder. The bird feeder normally has cardinals and chickadees and bluebirds on it, and there hasn't been any in the past few weeks because it's been just congested with sparrows. But I get out of the car and I see starlings in a tree, and the sparrows are going to have to wait. Take a couple shots at these starlings here. It was about a 5-mile-an-hour wind. I adjust for it and miss entirely. Okay, I thought it was about a 5-mile-an-hour wind, but there was very little wind on that shot, and it zipped right in front of his face. Looked like it hit the branch just behind him there and ricocheted down. But luckily a second starling showed up, and despite the fact that I thought the wind was blowing, against my better judgment, I took the shot based on the last one and missed entirely once again. He did a little jig there to rub it in too. Now, here it is in slow motion, so I dope for the wind a lot less on this, and the wind pushes it just to the right of his head. So, I wonder if this is the kind of day that's going to be. 0 for 2 so far. And let's go inside here, and I'll show you what my project is for the day. So this is the bird feeder. You can see there's sparrows already sitting on it, and they kind of all set up shop in the vines off to the left there, behind there. And I'm not going to be picking the birds off of the bird feeder. I'm going to be shooting them out of the vines. The bird feeder is just too much risk, too close to the house, ricocheting into the windows or something. So here's my line of sight. I'm going to use the small tree there on the left as a brace to help steady the gun, and you can see that vines draped off in front of that pine tree in the distance there. That's where the sparrows are all landing. And here's my first shot of the day, doping for the wind. 0 for 3. The wind was about 20 miles an hour. It was about 45-degree angle to me, and I have taken this shot 1,000 times. And for this shot, you should dope for about 2 inches of wind, and my gun is sighted in at 55 yards, which means that it's going to shoot about 1 inch high at 35 yards. So I got it all worked out, and it goes just to the bird's right. The wind didn't push it enough, so to speak, and here's why. And let me just show you what the wind is like right here. And then let's walk toward our target. You hear how quiet it is? This is the dead spot right here. So I really only have to contend with like 15 yards of wind. And there's no more wind after that. I'm going to dope for 15 yards of wind and then basically shoot at that point of impact and know that it'll carry pretty straight the rest of the way. So I make the adjustment, and I do not miss again for the next 31 birds. You heard me right. 31 birds in a row. I don't know if it's a record. I've never actually counted before, but it was lights out after this. And down goes the first one. I'm not actually going to show you 31 birds. You're going to see like 5 or 6. So here I am landing up on the second bird of the day. You got to start the camera, focus the camera, hit the power button, get everything lined up. And this is the reason why I'm not going to show you every bird that I killed, because I had a job to do, and this takes too long for each one. But as you can see, we're on target now. Bird number 2 in slow motion. This was a nice treat to see these guys. These are killdeer. They're a bird that nests on the ground, and they gave me my first lesson in trickery that Mother Nature can do. They have a broken wing act, and if you get too close to their nests, one of the parent pretends like it has a broken wing and drapes the wing on the ground, and you chase after the bird, and he leads you away from the nest, and then when you're far enough away, it flies away, and the joke's on you. But good to see them, guys. Here's the third bird. And now I'm just dialed in on these guys, one after another now. Instantly, without a nanosecond of pain. Here's bird 4. And as we take a look at this turkey vulture soaring overhead, enjoying the wind that day, as the day went on, the sparrows started to become more and more scarce. I was literally wiping them out from this area. And during that time, some of the residents that we want to see kind of circled back in. Here's a little chickadee making use of the perch that the sparrows usually dominate. And it was a good sign. I was glad to see these guys coming back. But not too much longer. Sparrows come back in and restake their claim. So it was back to work for another couple hours. So I line up here on bird 5, and this is the last one you're going to see. And I'm going to warn you, this one is graphic. So you've been warned. That's 25 foot-pounds of energy impacting a small bird's head. It is not pretty, but it is very effective. And after a couple more hours, the little chickadees come back again. And this time, the sparrows would not return. And this cardinal here sits on the bird feeder. The woman indoors looking at him. It's the first time she'd seen one in weeks, and it was a right treat to see the bird come back. Gorgeous, gorgeous songbird. We love having these in the area. And as usual, no waste on the farm. Kitty's got, a good chunk of these birds, and I loaded the rest up in a plastic bag and took them to a neighboring farm and gave the rest to their cats as well. European sparrows, or English sparrows, are one of these cats' favorite. They just eat them up like buffalo wings. They love these things. Never turn them down. They'll eat them till they're round. And that's that, guys. We'll see you next time.